If you've ever looked at a luxury car and thought, okay, that's expensive, today is not for you, because we're not doing expensive. We're doing a car that costs more than generational wealth. Today, we're counting down the top 10 luxury cars by price in USD, from number 10 all the way to number 1. And fair warning, by the time we hit the top 3, it stops feeling like a car list and starts feeling like an art auction where the artwork has headlights. One quick thing before we start: with ultra-rare cars, coach-built commissions, and one-offs, prices can vary depending on spec, taxes, and the exact deal. So treat these as headline figures, not somebody's leaked invoice. The fun part is not arguing the last decimal, it's understanding what makes a car reach these numbers in the first place. All right, let's go. Number 10. Bugatti Divo, about $5.7 million. So the Divo is basically what happens when someone says, I want a Bugatti, but I don't want the Bugatti that other Bugatti owners have. And that's your first price driver: scarcity. When the supply is tiny, the value becomes access. Second driver, it's not just luxury, it's engineering luxury. The kind where a single component can cost as much as a normal car, because it's built to survive insane forces at insane speeds. I'm not even saying that dramatically. That's just hypercar physics. Third driver, personalization. At this level, options don't feel like a menu. They feel like you're designing a character in a video game, except the character costs $5.7 million. Ownership scene. You're not walking into a dealership like, "Hi, I'd like one Divo, please." You're scheduling private conversations. You're being politely judged. And then, if you're lucky, you get to choose what kind of ridiculous you want. Flex fact. The Divo flex isn't that it's fast. It's that you can have it at all. And if $5.7 million feels like the peak, number 9 is where things start getting artsy. Number 9. Pagani Huayra Imola Roadster, about $6.1 million. Pagani is the brand that makes you feel underdressed just by looking at the car. This price is driven by craftsmanship. Pagani details are famous for looking like luxury watchmaking. Metalwork, exposed hardware, little pieces that feel like they were made by someone who drinks espresso and hates shortcuts. Second driver, low-volume manufacturing. When you're not building thousands of cars, every single part costs more, every process costs more, and the car ends up being closer to a handmade object than a product. Third driver, the whoa factor. Pagani is the kind of car that stops people mid-sentence. Even if someone doesn't know the model name, they know it looks expensive. Ownership scene. You don't own an Imola Roadster to blend in. You own it so strangers become paparazzi for 10 seconds in a parking lot. Flex fact. A Pagani doesn't just turn heads, it reorganizes necks. Next up, still Pagani, but with even more museum exhibit energy. Number 8. Pagani Huayra Codalunga, about $7.7 million. Codalunga basically means long tail, and the vibe here is elegance and rarity turned up to maximum. The big price driver is design as luxury. This is not make it faster. This is make it feel like it belongs in a gallery. Second driver, bespoke bodywork and bespoke details. When you change the shape and character of a car at this level, you're basically rewriting the build process. That costs money, time, and, most importantly in this world, exclusivity. Third driver, scarcity again. And I know that word comes up a lot, but that's literally the game. In this bracket, scarcity is not a side effect. Scarcity is the product. Ownership scene. You don't take this out for errands. You take this out for an appearance. Flex fact: cars like this are why people say rolling sculpture without feeling cringe. Okay, number 7 is a total switch up because it's less about being a hypercar and more about being a legend. Number 7. Mercedes Maybach Exelero, about $8.1 million. The Exelero is one of those cars that sounds like a rumor. It's long, dark, dramatic, and it looks like the final boss of I have money and I want you to feel it. Price driver number 1, uniqueness and story value. This is not a car you casually see, it's a car you hear about, and then you spend 10 minutes proving to yourself it exists. Second driver, the badge combo. Mercedes plus Maybach is basically German engineering wearing a tailored suit. Third driver, presence. This isn't a car designed to be subtle. This is a car designed to enter a space like a movie villain. Ownership scene. Imagine pulling up to a nice hotel and the valet just pauses. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they're trying to process what they're looking at. Flex fact: this car has a mythology online, and the exact backstory you'll hear depends on the source. Verify this if you reference any specific origin story or celebrity ownership. Next up, we're back to Bugatti, and the prices start climbing like they're trying to escape gravity. Number 6. Bugatti Centodieci, about $9.1 million. Centodieci is a celebration piece, and in the luxury world, celebration pieces are basically money magnets. First price driver, heritage. If a car is built as a tribute to something iconic, you're not just buying a vehicle, you're buying a position in a legacy. Second driver, extreme engineering. Bugatti is the kind of brand where the conversation isn't, is it fast? It's, how did they make it behave at those speeds without it turning into a physics lesson for your insurance company? Third driver, exclusivity. With cars like this, the buyer list is part of the product. If everyone could buy it, it wouldn't be this price. Ownership scene. You don't compare this to other cars. You compare it to other collectibles. Flex fact: with Bugatti, even the special editions feel like the final level of luxury. Now number 5. This one has serious collector trophy vibes. Number 5. Bugatti Chiron Profilée, about $10.9 million. The Profilée is one of those names that instantly tells you it's not the standard version. This price is driven by rarity and collector demand. Anything that feels like the rare Chiron becomes the kind of thing that wealthy collectors circle like sharks in a perfectly tailored suit. Second driver, endgame energy. When a model line is reaching its peak, the special versions feel like punctuation marks. People want them because they represent a moment in the brand story. Third driver, craftsmanship and materials. In this range, the difference between nice and insane is obsessive detail. The kind you don't even notice until you're inside it, touching everything and realizing nothing feels cheap. Ownership scene. If you own a Profilée, you're not explaining it to normal people. You're explaining it to someone who already owns something ridiculous. Flex fact: the flex isn't the speed, it's the specificity. It's being able to say, not just a Chiron, this Chiron. Okay, quick reset. We started this list at about $5.7 million, and we're already at about $10.9 million. So I have to ask you, are you picking your dream car based on performance or based on the biggest flex per dollar? Because now we hit number 4, and the vibe shifts from hypercar madness to ultra-bespoke luxury. Number 4, Rolls-Royce Sweptail, about $13 million. This is where car becomes commission. A Rolls-Royce at this level isn't trying to be the fastest thing on earth. It's trying to be the most perfect thing in your world. Price driver number 1, bespoke design. The whole point is that it's made around a client's taste. It's luxury as personal identity. Second driver, craftsmanship and labor. Hand-built and hand-finished means time, lots of it. And when you pay for time from people at the top of their craft, the bill gets serious. Third driver, brand authority. Rolls-Royce is basically the final word in classic luxury, so when they do a one-off, the entire world pays attention. Ownership scene. You're not choosing paint, you're choosing a mood. You're not choosing leather, you're choosing an atmosphere. Flex fact. People talk about Sweptail like a one-of-one masterpiece. Verify this if you mention exact production count or the exact commissioning story. Now, number 3 is a Bugatti so famous, the price became part of pop culture. Number 3, Bugatti La Voiture Noire, about $13.5 million. This one is basically Bugatti saying, what if we build a singular statement and price it like a crown jewel? The first price driver here is singularity. This is presented as a one-off statement car, and one-offs live in their own economy. Second driver, the story. La Voiture Noire is tied into Bugatti's heritage narrative. If you plan to go deep on that, verify this and keep it accurate. Third driver, collector gravity. A car like this isn't a model, it's a headline. Ownership scene. You don't just own it, you become the person who owns it. It's like buying a famous painting. People stop asking, what do you drive, and start asking, is it true you have that one Bugatti? Flex fact. For many people, this is the car that made them realize the luxury car world has no ceiling. All right, top 2. This is where the list basically turns into Rolls-Royce saying, how expensive do you want it to be? Number 2, Rolls-Royce Boat Tail, about $29 million. $29 million is not a car price. That's a build anything you want price. Boat Tail is luxury as spectacle, a coach-built Rolls-Royce designed like a rolling celebration. The price is driven by bespoke bodywork, insane detail, and the idea that you're commissioning an experience, not just a vehicle. Another driver is customization depth. With cars like this, the options aren't add heated seats. The options are choose a theme for your lifestyle and we'll build around it. And then there's the rarity factor again. Once something becomes a cultural object, it stops behaving like a normal product. Ownership scene. You don't show this car, you unveil it, like a yacht, like an event. Flex fact. The tail concept and presentation elements are a huge part of why this thing is talked about like a luxury icon. Verify this if you cite specific built-in features, which brings us to number 1, the peak. The what do you mean that's a car? Number 1, Rolls-Royce La Rose Noire. Droptail, about $30 million. This is not just a car, it's a personal commission with a Rolls-Royce badge, and that's why the number is so outrageous. The biggest price driver is bespoke everything. The design, the materials, the interior craftsmanship, the finishing. At this level, you're paying for a team of experts to build a singular object around a client's vision. Then there's the artistry. The name itself signals the theme and inspiration. This isn't, let's build a faster coupe. It's, let's build a rolling piece of art. And of course, rarity. When something is essentially one of one, it becomes priceless in a way that only extremely rich people can turn into an actual number. Ownership scene. If you own this, your garage isn't a garage. It's a private collection space. This is the type of car you insure like art and reveal like art. Flex fact: at this price point, the car becomes a symbol, less about driving, more about legacy and taste. So here's the real question. Which one is the ultimate luxury? Is it the hypercar that feels like a weapon? Or the Rolls-Royce commission that feels like art you can drive? Drop your pick in the comments and make it specific. Color, interior, the whole fantasy. And if you want a part 2 with the most expensive SUVs or the most expensive regular production luxury cars you can actually order without a private invite, say the word and I'll make that list next.